making bad decisions with girls. Like, oh, come on, dude, you got that. Like, go sleep with her, whatever.
Yeah.
Things like that are just so, it's such a thing in this world as just like normality.
Yeah.
But the way that I was growing up and with my core beliefs, I was conflicted.
Hey, it's Harry
And Carson,
with the Pillars Podcast.
real talk for real growth.
Let's dive in. Hey there, Carson. How you doing?
Good. Pleasure to be back here with you, Harry.
Yes, indeed. Hey, we're going to talk about peer pressure.
Yeah.
And growing up as an adolescent.
This one's big.
I'm so far away from growing up as an adolescent, so I might have forgotten some real pressures that were really there during those times.
Yeah.
You may actually remember those things a little closer because you're a little closer to that age. So what was it like for you?
It was tough. I mean, I'll be honest, I gave into a lot of peer pressure.
Yeah.
That ended up affecting me. But when you have so many of your peers around you, it's like, it's a battle going on in your head. You're warring with yourself. That's what it is. That's what this peer pressure is. It's a war with yourself.
Yeah. And so you're pressured to do all kinds of things. What were some of the things that you were pressured to?
Oh my goodness. Everything. I mean, from drugs, like smoking weed or something, to making bad decisions with girls. Like, oh, come on, dude, you got that. Like, go sleep with her, whatever.
Yeah.
Things like that are just so, it's such a thing in this world as just like normality.
Yeah.
But the way that I was growing up and with my core beliefs, I was conflicted.
Yeah. Oh, conflicted then. You're like, I shouldn't be doing it, but you're doing it.
Yeah.
So is there things that you said you didn't want to do that you did?
Yeah.
But were there things that you really wanted to do too, and that the pressure of your peers just kind of help you keep doing what you really wanted to do?
Explain that again.
So if, say for instance, you enjoy drugs and he's like, maybe I was pressured to do it at first, but I enjoy it. So I just want to do it. And I'm going to hang out with the people who do it.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I fell into that at one point and all it did was damage to my life.
Yeah.
And I realized that the people that I was around during that time, that was the culture.
Yeah.
That's all what it was. That was normal. That was cool.
Did you ever think about not being around those people?
Only when I was when I would go to church.
Yeah.
And I would get that heavy conviction and I'm around all these holy people and we're in the house of the Lord. That's the only time I would feel that.
That you'd feel like you wanted to stay away from them?
Yeah.
So then when you went back out to school or wherever, was it easy for you to go back and be friends with them, hang out with them?
Like I said, it was that war. They're your friends and you love them and you care about them.
Yeah.
But really, it's difficult. It's hard to explain, but it was also hard because you know what's right and you know what you should do.
Yeah.
But you give in.
Well, I think for you, knowing what you should do is probably the reason that you have been able to make an adjustment.
Yeah.
What if you didn't know what to do and this is kind of what you knew?
I don't know. I think there would just be a lot of damage.
Yeah.
If I didn't know what I should do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think about how blessed I am to have been taught what I should do.
Yeah. I think at the core of it all is this, like we talked about, the desire to belong, to be accepted, to find a purpose. And it's really easy for you to surround yourself by people who will give you this purpose, give you this fun, give you this acceptance. And even if it's the wrong thing to do, you're connected to them.
Yeah.
It's like, I have a place. This is my community. I'm united with them in doing whatever it is that I am doing. And in doing that, if you have no other sense of this is better, this is right, you have no moral development in that, values that you hold on to, what would be the reason why you would make that adjustment?
Yeah. You wouldn't
make the adjustment. You wouldn't if your peer group is accepting you and you're you're among them, and wow, I have a great group of friends that we're the life of the party, and this is fun.
This is so awesome. We're getting high all the time.
Then you've got your group. You know where you're at and what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Even though if that's destroying your life in ways, you've got nowhere else to go.
Mm-hmm.
You're okay. You don't show up for work. You're late for work. You got let go of work, and all of these other circumstances around your life are causing that to happen because you're fitting in with this peer group. That may be very destructive.
Yeah.
And if you don't have this other moral values that are established for you, it's very hard to back out of that.
How would you encourage somebody that is facing that in their life right now?
Well, let me ask, just kind of hypothetically, if we're trying to fit in, but we have this consternation, this disconnection that is not making us feel really good. Sometimes we just need a person in our life to help us to identify, this is not working out so well, is it?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that? Is this really what you want in your life? And to create this environment, this atmosphere where you can actually honestly be true about that. I've got plenty of opportunities to create this space for young men and young women who come to me to talk about things like this.
Yeah.
To really say, is this really what you want? They don't want that, but they know what they want more is to feel accepted. And then, of course, when we talk about this whole idea of being accepted, it's us conforming to whatever it is we think that we have to fit into. Mm-hmm. And the challenge is then how do we let people come to the place that they recognize their abilities, who they are, their identity, so that they come along and be who they are in a group that they inspire, they bring life, they bring goodness to.
Yeah.
That is what then fulfills a purpose that begins to get them to go, oh, I want to head in a different direction. Mm-hmm. There's something more satisfying with me going in that direction. And it's satisfying about my whole life, about who I really am. And it feels really good.
Yeah.
In that space.
Hey, we're glad you joined us today.
If you're resonating with the conversation, hit subscribe and stay in the loop.
Got a question or a topic you'd like us to explore? Drop it in the comments. We're listening.
And remember, the Pillars podcast is not just about talking. It's about taking action.
Check the link for more.
Peer pressure, we know, is there, and there's no way to get beyond it until we have something else that gives us a greater, higher value that we're willing to say, I want to stick there. I want to stay in this place. So it's really, my heart goes out to that, to young men and young women who end up disrupting their life just to fit in.
Yeah. And a lot of those things, like after high school, you see what peer pressure has done to somebody, and then you develop those habits or whatever that may be, and they take those habits into their adulthood.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate, especially when you see the potential in somebody and, it's like, man, you're so much greater than what you are right now, and you just don't even know it.
The elements that are missing there for them is they haven't developed an identity, a true identity to who they are. They haven't developed necessarily the competence of things that might conflict with what their peers might say or define them as. Mm-hmm. I think about the young man who goes off to college, a little awkward, but gets involved with a group of people who drink crazily.
Yeah.
And he becomes the life of the party because he feels like, oh, hey, this is how people see me, and I'm cool here and I fit in. So he has now an anxiety to go and not drink because he doesn't know how to fit in properly, and everybody expects this of him. So he's kind of conformed to this expectation. He's going to be the drunk guy. And even when no one's around now, he doesn't have this sense of confidence of who he is, that then he turns still to go drinking more to try to find some place that he feels comfortable, or a regulated place for him when he's not developed emotionally in a way that he knows who he is, and he can execute his abilities to drive in a direction that will give him real purpose in life. It's a sad thing to see, and it's a tragic thing, when you see someone destroy their life for that great need to fit in and be pressured by their peers.
It's so hard to. How do you encourage somebody who is in their adolescent years, because they got a hard way of thinking, it's
there's and encouraging them. Of course, we go all the way back all the time to helping them identify who they really are, creating that safe environment for them to explore who they are. But in order to kind of be a safer place is to surround yourself by peers who would lead you in a better way. The pressure of peers is not bad by itself. It's just what they're pressuring you to do.
Yeah.
So if you are in a peer group that is pressuring you to excel, to grow, to explore, to be who you really are, that's a good group to be.
Yeah.
So peer pressure has its benefit, but you want to make sure you put yourself in the right group of peers,
right,
to help you to develop into the person that you really are, or the person that you're going to become. And that's a big difference. So it's huge. Active
makes all the difference.
Finding the right community. Yeah. Makes all the difference. Yeah.
And so how do you find that community?
I think people like us who see people like that, we want to encourage them. We want to invite them into a better community.
So that's our job.
That's our job. We see people who are in need of that. Come over here. Let me help you.
Yeah.
Because I take young men to go do like crazy things that they've never done before.
Yeah.
And give them a community of people to hang out with that they can go, wow, I could really do it. I remember taking a young man for the first time snowboarding, and his peer group that he had was a group that people who would go snowboarding, those people there, they had a negative impression about those people because he came from more of a kind of gang-related environment.
Okay.
So his mentality about guys who are up on the slopes skiing or snowboarding is totally different.
Yeah.
So when I took him up there, he was like, that's so stupid. I wouldn't do that. And my sons had some extra ski boarding gear that they had long since grown out of.
Yeah.
And I just kind of kept it all and gave it to him. And so he's looking really sharp. When he goes up there, he looks like he fits in.
Yeah.
And he happens to be very athletic. So the very first day, he's up on the Double Diamond black slopes and he's coming down, and he can snowboard. Oh my gosh, he can snowboard. And so he goes off with one of the other young men who's with me, who is experienced. And the two of them just snowboard all day long. They're just up and down, up and down. The experience, the connection, the peers that are going, dude, you shred, dude. That all of a sudden in his head, this transformation of, I can do this.
Yeah.
This is fun. This could be me. And we've gone several times since then. And
he's no longer in that way, I think.
Oh, no, he's not. If you knew, we're going to talk with him soon one day.
Okay.
But you see him now. I took him up the last time we went, and I brought up another group of guys. He's showing these guys how to snowboard. He's taking the group with him out to do it. And I'm sitting there watching him just going, man, what a transformation.
Yeah.
What a I took him one time to go.
That's beautiful.
Get, I liked Philly steak sandwiches, and we were going somewhere. I said, have you ever had a Philly steak sandwich? He goes, no, those stupid. I never eat one of those. I'm like, yeah, we're going to go get Philly steak sandwiches. We go get Philly steak sandwiches. He likes Philly steak sandwiches.
Yeah.
So when we were up on the slopes, we were taking a break. They served Philly steak sandwiches. He's ordering a Philly steak sandwich, sitting and eating, and talking to these other kids who's up the first time, giving them all the ropes of snowboarding and everything like that.
What a complete U-turn.
And I went up to him and I said, do you realize you're eating a Philly steak sandwich and you love snowboarding? And he just looked at me and laughed like, yeah. But a better peer group
Yeah.
changes everything, you know, and that's one of the things I'm trying to offer young men is let me give you a new opportunity. Let's explore something. Give you another group that says, wow, you can do this. This is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Because they just want to fit in.
And it doesn't take much.
Doesn't take.
I mean, look how easy it was for him to realize he was accepted, for him to realize he was into that.
Yeah.
That he was into Philly cheesesteaks and snowboarding.
And he looked cool doing
it. It was just, all it took was a couple people, change of environment.
Yeah. And other people who were like, yeah, this is pretty cool.
So imagine if we see somebody struggling with their peer group and we reach out to them or invite them, or how that would affect them.
Yes. Create that bridge over to another peer group, people who can impress upon them something that is more positive and worthwhile. And that's encouraging.
Yeah.
And that's hopeful. And those of us who participate in it, it gives us purpose. And it's wonderful. So,
and I don't think they realize it. I mean, at that age, I never realized the weight of my peers, of who I surrounded myself with.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal for even me at my age. I've got great friends who inspire and encourage and correct, and it never stops. It never stops. So let's put ourselves in that right peer group, and encourage others to do that, to become real men. Right on. Yeah. Enjoyed that conversation.
Yeah, excellent.